materialism is just like you compared it to gravity.
Yep, materialism is gravity. It's true. It is known.
Number one, we've discovered gravity with Einstein and with Newton. We know
No,
what
we invented
is.
gravity.
There's not anybody, any paper, any published paper, any scientist, anywhere that has discovered materialism.
There isn't a paper that says that you exist either.
Let me read you the definition of materialism. Materialism is a form of philosophical monism, which holds that matter is fundamental to nature. It's a philosophy. It's your belief. You have no evidence of a material universe.
I wrote a paper on it.
It's a philosophy.
I wrote a paper on it. I proved it.
Show me the paper that discovered. Who won the Nobel Prize for discovering materialism?
I did.
It's just ridiculous. There's materialism is just another ism. It's just a belief.
Hey, you can't go around calling people isms, okay?
Hold on. Why can't you read other people's versions of science, what they say, and conclude and reject materialism? Like Paul Davies, he wrote a book.
Why would I reject that the material world exists when?
This is what Paul Davies wrote a book called The Matter Myth, called The Death of, and his first chapter is The Death of Materialism. And what did Werner Heisenberg say? He said, I think that modern...
other guy say? You never told me what did
Werner Heisenberg? I think that modern physics is definitely decided in favor of Plato. In fact, the smallest units of matter are not physical objects in the ordinary sense. They are forms, ideas, which can be expressed in mathematical language. The atoms or elementary particles themselves are not real. They form a world of potentials or possibilities.
That's great. Werner Heisenberg's been dead for 70 years.
Things of fact. We go to Niels Bohr too, though. I got one for
Niels Bohr has been dead for 70 years.
Everything we call real is made of things that can be regarded as real. But at least Niels Bohr, at least Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg stood behind their quotes. You won't even say your name. You too scared to stand behind what you say. How you gonna down them? Somebody
doxed me and threatened me the other day, so that's a good. Somebody doxed me and threatened me the other day, so I have a good.
You're not even on the level of Dr. Dino.
Angel.
Somebody, Dr. Dino's name is.
Fucking Angel, shut the fuck up. Somebody doxed me and threatened me the other day, so I have good reason to hide my identity.
That's just hogwash. Every scientist on here I've ever...
That's just hogwash.
Real name.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
It says their real name. Stop hiding. You say all this nonsense on TikTok that you don't want other people you work with to hear.
Show your face, Angel.
What would Blitz telling us his name, what would that prove about whether or not materialism is true?
No, what I'm saying is he tried to say something about Niels Bohr, but at least Niels Bohr stood by what he said. Max Planck says the same thing. Did
Niels Bohr go around telling people?
Erwin Schrödinger said, and you still haven't provided a shred of evidence that materialism isn't just another ism. It's a philosophy.
I won a Nobel Prize for it, actually.
Give me one paper, one published paper that said we have discovered materialism, and
Angel,
they won a Nobel Prize for it.
I did.
It's a philosophy.
Angel, assuming that I am wrong, what is the alternative?
But what I'm saying is
give me a non-ism that we can appeal
an
to.
Alternative to it is idealism, for instance. That's an alternative.
That's just another ism.
Yeah, but I could reject. We both have two isms. You have a belief, and I have a belief. My belief is just as valid as yours. Look,
Angel.
I can look at the fact that. Hold up. I can look at the fact that when you look at someone who's talking, Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about the other day how subatomic particles or excitations of quantum fields. And then he talked about, then you have papers out here, published papers, that talk about there's no evidence for particles. There are only fields, there are no particles. And so if we can't even show that subatomic particles are physically real, then why shouldn't I reject materialism?
So what do you accept instead? Why shouldn't I hold a different
philosophy?
Then what do you subscribe to instead?
I just subscribe to idealism, that it's more of our perception, something that transcends the material. If you look at, for instance, the human body, in things, most mass comes from what? Energy that binds atoms and molecules. A small amount of mass, what comes from the Higgs field, interaction with the Higgs field.
Are you
So,
telling me that fields are ideals and not real things?
no, yeah, when fields are described as invisible fields.
They're
Angel.
not invisible. You can
Invisible.
literally see the electromagnetic field.
What is an ideal? So I'm trying to figure out. I'm supposed to reject the material in
Yeah.
favor of the ideal. What is the ideal? This
The
sounds
ideal is-
like some sort of weird Neoplatonism.
No, that's just idealism. It's just simply saying that your perception of reality, your experience of reality, transcends the material. Simple as that.
Does that mean that the material
The simple
isn't
fact that-
real? Just because
Obviously.
something transcends
sense.
something doesn't mean
Not in a
that something
physical
else
sense.
doesn't
There's
exist.
no evidence. You got another article, published paper that says the wave function is not real. It's not physical.
And yeah, and there are published papers that say it is real.
The
So
wave function, but that's my point. You just holding a philosophy. You just have another ism. Why
And
should
so
I
do you.
accept your ism? Why do I have
Angel.
to accept your ism?
You don't
Your
have
ism
to.
makes
because
no
my
sense.
ism's better than your ism. That's
Your
why.
ism makes no sense.
Nobody
My ism's
told you
better.
to believe what we believe, but you came up here and said that you have no justification for yours, while at the end of the day saying, yeah, well, I have a separate belief, and at the end of the day, mine's no better. Okay, believe what you want to believe. Don't come up here and tell us that we're wrong and we have no justification when you don't, like, you haven't solved a problem for us by any means, and you have the exact same problem.
No, I don't
Angel.
have exact.
Angel,
You're
real
acting
quick.
like we took
I
your
don't have
toy.
exact.
You
I
just
don't
have a different toy
you
than
have
we
a
do.
huge problem to overcome. Huge.
So
I
do
don't
you.
have the same problem as you.
You
Yes,
also
you do.
And I
Problem.
came
Yes, you
up here,
do.
I
You
debated-
can't
hold on.
justify idealism.
I have debated you on other things over and over. I just came up here for now to talk about because you made a statement
I'm
about
undefeated.
materialism. No, you're
Same,
not.
though.
You just lost the other
I'm batting
day.
1,000.
He's lost the other day.
He's actually batting 2,000. I
Angel,
was
real
there.
quick.
Yeah, because in an alternate universe, I also destroy you in every debate.
I want us all to
It's
have.
true. I've been there.
I'm up here with three geniuses, so I want all of us to have.
Well,
You know it, brother.
I want us all to have a kumbaya moment. Can we agree that materialism is just another ism, and it's
Yes,
not,
and so is
Hold
what
on.
and it has
I
nothing to
conceded
do with
all
science.
that, but so is what you believe, and
No,
so you don't
no,
have anything
no.
special. But then you said you don't have the same problems we do. Yes, you do.
I don't.
I'll just make every single claim that you made. You can't
don't.
justify idealism.
You can't even show me that subatomic particles are physically real.
And you can't show me a published
What
paper
do you
that says
what do you think
ideals are real.
physically real mean? What do you think physically real means? Because I can
Physical-
definitely show you like a subatomic particle. You can just go shoot an electron, like go turn on an old cathode ray TV, and you're literally seeing the subatomic particles smashing into the phosphor screen.
Yeah, I got like 6 of those.
Your argument is like saying hurricanes don't exist because a hurricane is just made of air
But that's the
molecules
way
that are
you-
moving.
That's just the way you describe the adjective. There's no evidence of something physical.
Angel.
Physical-
Yes,
saying
there
something
is.
physical-
What do you mean by
Hold on,
physical?
saying we live in a physical universe, saying physical. Is
What do you
just
mean by
an
physical?
adjective that describes.
What do you
matter,
mean by physical?
describes matter and energy? It's
Okay,
not,
so
it's
then
just an
yes,
adjective.
then electrons
Tell
are
me, hold on.
physical.
Tell me when science has discovered something physical.
1905, 1913, 1928.
Physical is just a
The
description.
moment consciousness entered the human
Electron was
brain.
discovered in
See, Blitz.
1896, 76, something like that.
They go
1886, I think it is.
They go Bliss in his obfuscation because I was on his live. I came up on his live not a few days ago. He said the exact same thing, that physical is just an adjective. It's just a description of matter.
Angel,
It's
you
just
have a
a
foundational
mass,
issue
matter,
with
and
your
energy.
argument.
So it's
Angel.
look.
Angel, hold on.
You
You have a
guys have
foundational
zero evidence.
Angel, hold on 1 second. We have a foundational issue with your argument. Where did you get the idea that ism means belief? What dictionary did you use to define that? Encyclopedia Britannica says an ism is the act, the process, or the practice of doing something. Where did you get the idea that an ism is a belief? You're muted. We can't hear you.
Sometimes you have to wait before it'll let
Yeah.
you. Oh, there we
When
go.
I said ism is just another belief, I was talking in terms of materialism and saying
Where
in the
did you get
terms
the
of.
idea that
Hold on,
materialism is a
let me
belief?
ask you a question. Hold on one second. And I was talking in terms of materialism or Catholicism or any other ism that's just a belief system.
Right.
So
But that's not,
materialism.
we just, as I just established, that's not how isms work.
So material. It is. It's how material. Because materialism is just a philosophy.
So is idealism.
Materialism. So would you agree? I'm just asking you agree with. Could we have a moment of honesty here?
We agree that there are no published papers that say that idealism
There's no
is true.
evidence of
We
a
agree.
material universe.
There's no evidence of an ideal universe.
Just say it's your belief. Yeah, I'll
That's
say
not-
it's my belief.
It's possible to believe in things that are true.
Look, when you say you're a materialist and you can't even show that particles are real in the physical sense, then
Yeah,
They-
except
they
we
are-
can.
they are
You
real.
have a
Just
stop sign.
descriptively. They are
You
real
have a
just
stop
descriptively.
sign. No, they're not. Particles. Look,
They are.
Particles
They are
not like
real,
particles
just
of solid
descriptively.
particles of sand. This is exactly why Werner Heisenberg rejected it. This is exactly why Max Planck rejected it.
So
This is
I mean,
exactly why.
even
Why
according
would
to
I
your own
listen to
definition,
you? Why would I listen
according
to
to
you
your
over
own
there, over
definition,
these
according
titans
to
of
your
science?
according
You
to your
wouldn't even
own
tell me who
definition,
you are.
according to your own definition, according to your own
Why am I
definition,
going to listen to you,
according
Blitz?
to your own
Because
definition,
you came up
according
here
to your
to-
own definition, according to your own definition,
Listen to Blitz over.
according to your own definition. Like, bro, according to your own definition, i.e., material things are things that are matter and energy. Electrons have those properties, so they are material, according to your own definition.
And again, I think I can't remember what the equivalent is in physics of a category error. It's something where you take something at a different level of analysis and you say that that's the same thing as what occurs at a lower level of analysis. I don't remember what the term for that is.
I know you guys
But
are frustrated.
your argument is the exact same thing I said earlier. Hurricanes don't exist. The only thing that exists are air molecules that are moving. Those things are both true.
Prove to me
It's measurable.
that the universe exists absent of your perception of it. If I'm looking at you now, prove to me that the universe exists if you didn't perceive that the universe exists.
If Blitz died, he would have no ability to perceive the universe, but you would, and it would prove.
Well, how do you know that?
It
How do
would
you know what
prove
happens after
that
death? Hold up. Give
you
me the
didn't. You
evidence
didn't
that
ask for Blitz to prove
Hold
it
up,
to
give me
himself.
evidence that you
God
stopped
damn it,
perceiving-
Angel! You didn't ask Blitz to prove it to himself. You asked him to prove it to you.
Peter.
If he were to die, you would still exist. He would be incapable of perceiving the universe, but you'd be able to confirm that the universe still exists.
Okay.
So that's the answer to your question.
Okay, Peter.
What's your next question?
Show me the paper that says you don't perceive after death. You can't perceive anything.
You mean the countless lack of brain function when
Just
people die?
give me.
You
well, I
want
can
a,
point
you want a
to all
paper
sorts
that
of
has
research.
information from
I
a
can point to
dimension that we
research
don't
from
know
other
if it
people. Hold up.
exists?
I could talk to research.
You want a paper with information from a realm and a dimension that we don't even know if it exists. You're the most dishonest interlocutor I've ever talked to.
I could point to people like Dr. Sam Parnia, who works with resuscitation patients who's about to die. That's his job while you sitting on TikTok. And he says just the opposite. He says something different. So why can't I listen to him instead of listening to biased atheists on TikTok?
Why are you here?
Prove that those people's experiences actually came
do
from
I-
an alternative realm.
Go read the research.
Yeah, that would just be an argument from
Go read the
incredulity.
research. Take the time. Open your mind. Stop being closed-minded. There's people who think differently than you. There's more people.
There are
outside
also
of
people who
TikTok
think
differently.
more stupidly than me.
Differently than you. Of course, everybody's stupid, but the guy that won't say his name, the guy that hides behind his name, an alias, you can't even reach Dr. Dino status.
Angel,
Please,
Can I-
when you can reach Dr. Dino status, then talk to me.
Okay,
I mean, I
Angel.
embarrassed Dr. Dino on his own live, so
Angel, I need you to prove to me that you are not a figment of my own imagination.
he won't. He's afraid.
Angel is Dark Peterson.
Well, he can't do it, is the problem. What does this prove? Nothing? So what's
Of
the
course it
point?
does. It proves. Look, I'm gonna go
It proves that you don't exist. There. Prove to me that you're not a
just
figment
like I
of my
said,
imagination.
Just like I said, Peterson, you can't prove.
Show me the published paper by Hubert Yaki that proves that you are not the figment of my imagination.
I actually am a figment of your imagination. I'm sorry. I should have.
Same.
All I'm saying, that look, we all
You can't justify your own existence.
everything could just be from our perception because we have a breath of life from God, and so we perceive
That
reality.
sounds like something the
So we
voices in my head
perceive
would say.
reality. You can't give me any evidence of anything material outside of our perception.
And you can't give me
You
any
can't
evidence
give
that
me-
you
so,
actually exist.
Peterson, all I'm asking you is to be an honest. Stop being a dishonest atheist. Be honest for once in your life. Be honest.
I'm
Just
always
admit-
honest with you. I
Just-
don't
just-
weasel around anything when I talk to
Just
you.
just admit that there's no evidence for a material universe, and it's
No,
just
there's
your
nothing but evidence of a
Angel,
material
Angel,
universe.
It's just your
Angel,
personal-
stop being so dishonest. Just
Hold on.
admit that there's no God.
Admit there's no idealism.
Just admit that materialism falls.
Angel, he's not going to say
doesn't.
what you want him to say because
Of
you want
course, he's
him.
not going to say it because he knows he's living in a fantasy world.
Because you won't listen to anything he actually
He's
says
living in a
anyway.
blitz fantasy world.
You're just assuming that
Wait,
you're right and I'm wrong.
Is it my fantasy world? So everybody's a figment of my imagination?
I'm going about it. I'm going about what people.
I knew it. I knew everything's a figment of my imagination.
I'd rather have on my side Heisenberg and Schrodinger and
So go to their TikTok live.
Boltzmann.
Yeah, go to their lives. That's a good idea.
What are you doing here?
I'd rather have them on my side than a biased atheist that they can't even say his real name. Why all I want that for?
Angel, you can't even prove that you're not a figment of my imagination. You can't
Look.
prove that you exist. So why should I talk to you?
Pretty sure he doesn't exist.
I basically think therefore I am. That's our perception. Our perception
Yeah,
is
I
Do you
am
though?
imagining.
Wait, hold on. Do
I
you
am
though?
imagining you thinking that.
our perception transcends the material universe. You can't prove that
Mine
material
does, but yours doesn't. You're a figment of my
can't prove that
imagination.
material universe exists. I know you're upset, Peterson. Your whole
You're not a
Look.
very good troll.
your whole materialist paradigm is just a philosophy. It's nothing
is-
but a,
so is
it's a
whatever you
half-baked
believe in.
philosophy.
Angel, let
The whole
me ask
Joe
you a
Biden
direct
no
question here, man.
It
Let
doesn't
me ask you a
hold-
question.
Just answer the question, Peterson.
Let me ask you a question,
Give me
Angel.
evidence. Hold on. Give me evidence.
Man,
give me
you've been
evidence.
asking that same question. Let me ask you a question instead. Can I ask you a question real
Just
fast,
give
Angel?
me evidence. I'm up here 3 against 1.
He's been doing it.
Yes. We,
Oh, hey, it's Danny.
Kojima got muted.
My favorite Phil bro.
It's 3 against 1. Can I?
Yeah, but
Am I back?
Angel, we're all figments of your imagination, right?
Don't tell me Danny coming with his silly
Angel.
YouTube philosophy.
Angel, don't you have Jesus on your side?
Please don't let Danny up with.
Angel.
Angel,
Yeah,
don't
I'd
you
be
have
scared too.
Sorry.
Yeah, Kojima, what's up with your microphone?
What you say?
I keep getting a call. I'm trying to do this real quick. Angel, real quick, right? Let me ask you a question. Okay. What is the point? Even if you're right, even if all we do is all we experience is based on our perception, how does that change anything? If we are all figments of God's imagination, how does that apply to anything? You still interact with the world the same way you would now. The only difference is that something that neither of us can prove is the truth, right?
What you mean?
So
neither
you're
of
not
us-
actually like winning any fights here.
What do you mean? Neither of us can prove.
Like, I mean, okay, sorry, you're right. We can prove materialism, but you can't prove idealism.
Okay, well, prove materialism then. Let me see you do it.
Are you sitting down? Are you
Send me to
laying
the
down? Are you interacting with gravity, the floor, physical existence at all?
Wait, we know that the reason why I don't your hand doesn't fall through a table, not because there's something solid there. It's because the electrons in the table are creating a stronger force than the electrons in your hand. And so the only reason why you don't push through the table is not because it's solid, it's because of the force of the electron and things like the Pauli exclusion principle. So don't even
Okay.
go there. Don't even
So-
go there with that nonsense.
So
Yeah,
the physical
those are physical forces.
Don't even go there with
Those are
that
described as physical forces.
nonsense. They're
And
described
you're just once again making
They're
a
not-
category
they-
error.
No, you know why? They're described, but you know how they know? You think you know there's a hard table? Because you perceive it. You perceive it. It's your perception of that force. That
And the
makes it real.
interaction
It's
with
your
that solid
perception
table
of
is
that
the
force that
electron.
makes it real. Peterson? That's why
Angel.
It's your perception of
Angel, do hurricanes exist?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
Angel, do hurricanes exist?
Angel.
if they exist as our perception of what a hurricane is.
Jesus.
Beyond our perception of a hurricane, you can't show me evidence that a hurricane exists. Be outside of our perception.
What about other people's
If you
perception?
can do it,
So-
Peterson, if you could do
Angel, that's
if
the
you could
case
do
for
it-
literally everything.
listen, Peterson, if you could do it, just send me the published paper. You know my DMs is open. Just send them to me. Let me see them. Let
I
me
did
read.
not actually know that.
You still
Let
have
me
not
read-
yet
You can't do it.
answered my question, Angel.
I
What
just
is the
answered-
point?
I just answered your question.
No, you didn't. What is the
Yes, sure I
point?
did. You know, I'm not going to answer it the way you want me to. I answer it
You're not going to answer it because you know you can't
because
answer.
you have
What
no
is the
evidence
point?
of material. Show
Even
me
if even if materialism doesn't exist, even if
you
we
have no
only interact
evidence.
with the world based on
Yeah,
our
sure we
perception
do.
of the world,
Sure we do. Because if
What-
materialism doesn't exist and we go into our perception, we can show things in our universe where you see evidence of design. For instance, when you look at quantum mechanics, for instance, let's talk
Hold on,
about quantum
I
mechanics.
need you to give me that evidence
Let-
absent of any perceptions, though.
Yeah,
Let me
It's
give
not
you-
valid.
let's
you
talk
can't
about
you can't perceive the website. You can't perceive any physical papers.
No, I
You're,
actually,
you're appealing
wanna,
to our worldview.
let's see what he has to say about quantum mechanics. This might be interesting.
this is,
You're just pulling from our worldview,
you-
Angel. That's all that's happening.
Yeah.
no.
Because papers
I
are
see
material.
see clear evidence of design.
You have
The
to
photo-
assume
So-
that the paper is there, and you have to assume that your perceptions are real in order to do this. So
Yeah.
you're appealing to our worldview.
Perceptions are real and non-physical. There's no like Nikola Tesla said. Did they scientists start to study non?
That
Oh,
pigeon
Nikola
fucker.
Tesla. That eugenicist.
I'm talking about people
That
who are giants
racist.
in science,
You mean
not
the
people who
you mean
have
T.L. Sla?
not,
and
not,
a-
not,
and a
not-
pigeon
not
fucker.
people
Don't forget.
who are biased atheists on TikTok. I'm talking about giants of science. That's what I'm
You
talking
think
about.
you're not
Nikola
biased?
Tesla?
I'm talking about giant. He wasn't a giant in science. He
No.
wasn't a scientist.
He was like 5'3".
He didn't have
Short
a
king.
scientific mind.
Okay, yeah, let's not hate on short people. And
Sorry, Danny.
you know, when my students ask me how tall I am, I just say I'm 166 centimeters, and then they get confused.
That's brilliant. I love that. I love that for you.
That's so tall.
It's so many centimeters.
Anyway,
You could also just say Tesla was 5'8", because
my-
then he's just average and nobody cares.
5'10" is average in the United
My-
States.
my work is done here.
You're not in the United States, Bliss. You don't talk for us.
Your
My-
It's
work is
taller here.
done.
They're taller here.
My work is done here.
Okay, then.
My
At
work
no
is done
point did
here.
he prove that he isn't a figment of my imagination, and at no point did he justify his worldview absent of any perceptions. So he failed his own test.